Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome in. Today we are going to go over my completed pages for May and June of 2026. So if you're up for that, stick around. First one we're going to go over is Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. I'm going to start with the whips because I do have a couple. And this looks like a big old mess here, but you have seen this page before. I haven't gotten too much further in it. I think this is probably about the stage it was at the last time I showed you, but what I do with this. The background, I used watercolor paint to give it that purple look. And then the rest of it, I am using Prismacolors to color everything in. And I think I said this the last time. There is just a lot of green left to color. And I just haven't been in a very green mood, I guess. But this one will continue on. I will keep it out and see what I can get done. Maybe I can get this one done in July. But that is Maria Trolle, Twilight Garden. Then the next one is Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. I've got a completed page in here and a whip. So let's see. This is the completed page. It's awful. It's so ugly, y'all. This is the ugliest thing I've created in a long time. But with the flowers, the actual design, I used watercolor paint. What did I use? I used the Grabby watercolor paints. And then I thought I would use some gel crowns in the background. And I was trying to give it, because I know that's what I did with this one. So I was trying to kind of do the same type of thing. And did y'all know that gel crowns dry out? I did not realize that. I had not used my gel crowns in a long time. And they did not do a very good job, as you see. The ones I've had for a couple of years are pretty crumbly. So I think that supply might go into the grandchildren bucket for them to use them. Because they won't mind if they're crumbly, but it just didn't turn out very well for me. If I wouldn't have done the background, it looked pretty good. And then I'm doing the next page. I've been doing this page for a couple of months. And let's see, I took watercolor paint and did the background. I guess that's called underpainting. I'm not real sure on that. But then I painted like the flowers and stuff. I used Gansai Tambi paint. Which one did I use? I think the Art Nouveau set is what I used with this. Yeah. And then I'm just kind of shading with some pencils, Prismacolor pencils. But this one is a whip. Look, I'm not even showing you the whole thing. There we go. But I should have this one done by the end of the month. I'm just slowly but surely chipping away on this one. But that is Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And then we've got Fairy Tale Worlds by Maria Trolle. I have had this book for a couple of months, y'all. And I just could not choose a page. I like the book. I like it a lot. But I just haven't been able to like commit to a page. So I decided just to start at the very beginning, and I just did the copyright page and the title page, and I used watercolor paint on this one. I believe I showed this in my Love Bombing Coloring Books video that I put up in June. But I just painted the whole thing with the watercolor paint. And then I took, what is that called? Ink. Distress ink. And I put it around the background. My idea was to try to make it look like old paper. And this is done with watercolor. You'll hear me say watercolor a lot because I'm in my watercolor phase. But I did this with watercolor, everything. This is all done with watercolor here. Then I added a little bit of glitter to her little sparklies from her wand. And I also put some glitter over here. Is it twinkling? I think it's twinkling for you. And I've got glitter right here too, and on her wings. I can't see what it's showing. I think you got it. But then I added these stickers from my Boho something sticker set that I have. I like adding those stickers every now and then. It's such a beautiful book. Let me grab it and show you what I'm talking about. Boho Dreams. Boho Dreams, a free-spirited sticker book with over 750 stickers. And this came from a magical elf. But it's got 50 pages with over 750 stickers. And the stickers, sometimes I would use these as a color palette inspiration. Sometimes one of the stickers will just fit into the theme that I'm doing. But if you can get your hands on this, this is a really beautiful sticker book. Some of the pages have come out, but it doesn't bother me. It's just fine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've shown this before. But yeah, that's where I got the stickers at. And what I did is I put the stickers down and then I put some of the ink over top of the stickers to try to blend them into the page more, if you will. But that is my start. I finally got some color down on some pages in Fairy Tale Worlds by Maria Trolle. So I'm very happy about that. The next book is Little Folk by Christine Karron. I know, y'all, we haven't seen Christine Karron around my channel for a few months. But I did get something done in it this month. I got Flower Girl done. And again, I used watercolor paint. Her hat is watercolor, her clothes, the basket, the background here, the houses, except for this little part right here. This is Prisma. And then I did her hair and her skin also with Prisma, and I did the roses with Prisma. And then the background is Distress ink again. And then there's one of those, there's a little tiny moon sticker there that I got from that Boho's Dream sticker book that I put on there. But she's lovely. I like the way she turned out. The very muted colors, I love that. And which paints did I use? I believe that I used the graphite colors. Gansai Tambi paint on this. And then, did I actually do another one? I did, that's right. How could I forget about Sweet Maple? I put this one on my Instagram, and all y'all seem to like this one. This whole thing, except for her skin, it's all done with watercolor. And I used the majority of the Gansai Tambi graphite colors, and I maybe used some of the Suma colors. And then, no. The leaves are also colored pencil. That's not, that's Prisma. That's not watercolor. So her skin and the leaves are done with pencil, and then the rest of it is watercolor. But I think that it turned out really cool because it looks like an old-fashioned picture. You know what I mean? So I think she turned out awesome. And I'm glad I finally picked up this book again and colored in it. I've got so many pages done in this book, y'all. One of these days, I'm going to make a video that says, I completed a coloring book, and it's probably going to be this one. And next, we have got Garden of Dreams, a magical world of make-believe to color. There's the illustrator on that one. I have done a flip through of this and a few pages in this. Let's first start with what I finished in May. And that is this one. I think I did a video showing this page in the last month or so, but I can't remember. But let's see what I use for this. This is the very last page of the book. This is just some of the pages that are in the book that are already done to kind of give you some inspo, I guess. But this is the last page of the book. I've got Gansai Tambi watercolors for the wall and her floor. And then I used Prisma. And I've got some glitter here and some glitter on the floor. I got some glitter on the little teddy bear. And I've got glitter kind of down here on the floor. And then this is, I think, a metallic marker. I think that's what it is. And then I've got also, if I can move the page around, I've got some Wink of Stella right here on the dresser because I just wanted to give it this, you know, magical. But I didn't want too much. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. This over here. We'll see. Maybe you can see it. But you can see all the good glitter coming from the window and that's down on the floor. Ain't it just cute? But then, and I did this one in May. But then I did the page before it. And this is for Color with Claire's Coloring Roulette for June. And her prompt was a fish, which is right here. And then the tools that you could use were either watercolor pencils or pastel pencils. And I used watercolor. I used my Arteza watercolor pencils for this. And I actually did a video of how to use those. And I was going to do more to it, but, you know, it's the end of the month, and I think I'm over this page. But, and then the colors that that Claire chose to, well, she, like, did a random draw. Olive green, neon orange, dark cool gray, mahogany, coral, and blue-green. So I tried to stick only with those colors. And yeah, I had not used my Arteza colored pencils in a really, really long time. And I don't know if I've ever done a full page with those pencils, honestly. I don't know. If I have, not very many. And I just noticed that I did not color her little tiara up here. We're just going to pretend like it's just supposed to stay that way. But then with the water, I use some Mod Podge Extreme Glitter because I wanted it to, again, I wanted it to be magical. So if you can see, the water looks wet and very sparkly. Cool, right? I had fun doing this, but this was a very big page to choose to do only watercolor pencils, and yep, I warped the page pretty good, but it's all right. I can fix it. But that is my pages that I did in Garden of Dreams. And then last but certainly not least, Dark Fairy Tales by Kerby Rosanes. I did one double page spread in here, and that is this one, the Red Riding Hood. And I also did a video on this page showing you how to make your pages glow, because I wanted it to be a dark color but also light at the same time, because we've got this light here and we've got the fireplace here, so I wanted it to give it like an ember look, you know what I mean? But I used Gansai watercolor, I guess it's water paint, for the dark in the walls back here, and her clothing is done with the Gansai paint. Let's see. This is Gansai paint as well. But then I took Prisma and did some shadows, and I started coloring purple because I wanted the purple like effect to it, you know. So I started to color it purple, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to do a video on this. So I did. And that was a lot of orange and purple here, but I did add some little gruesome tidbits here and there. Like if you look at Grandma's hand here, looks like it might have a little extra red, and then on her blanket, and then down here. And then you can't really see it because the floor is so dark, but there's red down here too. And we've got some red over here. This is to give the blood effect, if you will. And then I did the same thing on a couple of the axes over here, and then the leg. And I just kind of dribbled it down. I put some glitter over here and over here. I used white Posca here and on the apple stems, on this knife and on this knife. And up here, this is all white Posca. I don't like the Posca on the knives. I could have done without that. I could have probably just left that alone. But, you know, live and learn. But so much of this is just orange and purple, and I think it's awesome, actually. But if you look closer to it, Grandma's eyes, I did a little dab of paint on her eyes there, too, to make the story even darker. But that, y'all, is my page for Dark Fairy Tales by Kerby Rosanes. And that is my completed pages for May and June of 2026. So if y'all stuck around in the video this long, I appreciate you very much. And I hope that you have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this. And until next time, y'all, bye.